No, what we're past that.
Okay, well, I was trying to make up something to drink, but sure.
I mean, it's 3:30, man. So I went live.
You usually complain that we're talking through the credits or some nonsense.
I mean, I've pretty much just given up. Every time I say, "Can you be quiet while we go live?" you start complaining and then talking and laughing just and so I'm just like, well, I was hoping to just catch you while you were off screen and go live, and that way it would be the quietest going live ever. But you ran
Oh, I'm
back.
gonna get my cup of tea.
But he ran back just to make noise while we were going live, and then left again.
Boy, I thought that water boiler was faster than that. It ain't ready yet. Oh, all right. I'm about to go do like you and go upgrade to a higher tier one. It's taking too long. The kettle.
All right, let's get started. Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And
We also have Bloodaxe today. Yay.
hey, we're all here.
Yeah, we didn't do anything last week, did we?
No,
I didn't think
I mean,
so.
I don't think I did anything. I'm pretty sure I was in. Was I here last week or was I still in the hospital? I think I was still in the hospital.
you had just got readmitted like 2 days before that, and then Blood had
Yeah,
to
I was in
go
the
on
emergency room,
an
yeah.
emergency journey. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, it was-
sometimes you got to
gotta
stress
do it.
test life.
he had
See if you
he had a
can
quest come up and had. And I didn't feel well anyway, man. Like I was having bad insomnia last week, and so like for some reason about this time is when I was getting sleepy, and I could fall asleep for about 2 hours, and then I was awake the whole night. And
I had something like that, except that it was writhing in pain.
yeah.
It really
You
made
know,
it hard
I
to
mean,
sleep.
my insomnia is so small in comparison to you getting older.
There's both been some forms of insomnia, just different causes.
But yeah. Anyways,
God, I'm messing with you, man. I mean, insomnia sucks. I've had it also. Last night I couldn't sleep, so I mean, it sucks. But we're here. I managed to pass the final fortitude save, even though I failed the first 5. I made the one that mattered, the death save. I made the death save. That's what's important.
Amen to that.
yeah, you tried to roll a 1 there, buddy, but
Uh, but we cut a couple parts out. We drained pints and pints and pints of blood. I didn't know bleeding was still a practice, but the way they kept coming for blood, I'm like, okay, is this the new version of the leeches? Because you guys are taking blood from me so much. My mom was literally getting worried that I was gonna suffer anemia because she was, at the hospital, and she was just like, they keep taking blood. Just 3 tubes ago, and I'm just like, yeah. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, this is my 3rd IV bag, so they're trying to fill me up as they take it out. But since I wasn't eating, I was worried about an iron deficiency, because it was just like I'm taking a lot of blood out and I'm not eating. I didn't eat for 3 straight days, man.
hey,
So
bet you lost some weight.
I lost a lot of things.
I've not.
He's lost more than weight. You're missing body parts.
Lost a pound of flesh.
It was the price the Reaper demanded to return to this mortal coil. But enough about all of that fun stuff. Let's talk about how the industry is getting chopped up piece by piece. And by let us, I mean you two talk while I go get my tea. I really want that
all
cup of
right.
tea.
Well, we'll start off with Nintendo winning its pound of flesh. Nintendo wins a $2 million lawsuit against Switch Modding Web Store. So this apparently, of course, the whole Switch 2 we know has been heavy against anti-piracy, wanting to the extent of bricking people's devices. So should have known that Switch modding wasn't going to last long. As they won a $2 million lawsuit against the modded hardware website ran by Ryan Daly. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, Nintendo's going after the little man, but at the same time, the little man was making it where piracy was easier on Switches by modding them and reselling them. So, sort of.
So he was actually selling hardware? I thought he was just streaming.
No, he was actually modding. He was modding hardware, so that Nintendo's piracy protections would not work, and then reselling.
Well, okay, because I thought all the lawsuit was mainly about all the streaming. So if he was selling modded hardware, then he asked for the lawsuit. I'll rescind my
unless we got two different lawsuits. We could have possibly gotten two different lawsuits. I'm not surprised that there'd probably be multiple lawsuits.
Yeah, the one I was about like they were getting on this dude about it streaming. I thought, but maybe it's the same guy.
Yeah. You have to look at yours then, because this is the one I got that happened recently, September 7th. So today.
No, I guess that's him. Yeah, he's considered a pirate and a modder. So I don't know why they kept mentioning that he was streaming. Like they were acting like they were tripping about his streaming. If he was selling modded hardware, you know what I mean, then that's probably a legit.
The site was known for selling devices that allowed users to get around Nintendo's piracy protections, including the popular Big Switch flash card.
Well, in that case, now, still, huge lawsuit. But I'm not going to sit up there and ever say that, you're allowed to sell other people's crap. I mean, with the team behind Nintendo Switch emulator. But because this was talking about the emulator. Okay, let me see. Let me make sure there isn't two different lawsuits.
It says with the suit was settled quickly with the team behind the Switch emulator agreeing to pay 2.4. Let's see. This is no long. Wait. March of last year was the one for the emulator. Nintendo filed a lawsuit against the makers of the Yuzu emulator. That suit was quickly settled with the team behind Nintendo Switch emulator agreeing to pay $2.4 million.
Because this one was supposed to be for $7.5 million, I want to say.
Okay, see, this one was 2 and 2.4.
Nintendo faces $7.5 million lawsuit. Okay, but this is the original when it started. Let's get his name and see if we can see if it's been updated recently. Who did they sue? What's the guy's name? Every Game Guru.
Ryan Daly is the guy that we have. RYAN space DALY.
Huh. All right. So, I have no freaking idea. like bad info. See, I see why you dislike a lot of these guys, because they are not very well defined in what the heck they're talking about. But this is supposed to be for the $7.5 million lawsuit, is the one that they're claiming Nintendo recently won as well. And this one was supposed to be about, I believe, streaming. So maybe if you search for the $7.5 million, yeah, Every Game Guru, the Every Game Guru lawsuit was his tag. So where they got their information that Nintendo wanted, it must be really freaking recent, because all the stuff I'm finding is from when it was originally filed. I'm not finding anything that's up to. Oh, wait, what's this one? What's this one? Does that say September? Does that say September? Oh, good Lord. What stupid ad block. I want to continue without supporting you.
Okay, here we go. I see one from April when it started.
Here we go. Let me give you this article. Hold on. Here you go. This is something from the 5th. Let's see what it says.
This is for Jesse Kane.
They want $150 per infringement of its copyright, which is why it got up to $7.5 million, because they're suing him for basically every time I guess he streamed it. Update on the lawsuit. Nintendo is now suing. Oh, update from today. The man mentioned above has now agreed to pay Nintendo $2 million after being sued. He's also banned from possessing mod chips, flash cards, and anything similar. And Nintendo will sue any of those items currently in possession along with his website. So yeah, this was apparently settled a couple of days ago. He agreed to pay them $2
million MIG switch one.
But I said this is every game guru for this one. So maybe there's more than one person that they're suing at a time?
Oh, Nintendo? Hell yeah.
Every game guru settle. Let me see. Yeah, all right. Anyways, more, let's see. Nintendo streamer who played pirated Switch games.
Yeah, he basically was streaming pirated Switch games, and he was telling people they should pirate Nintendo. He was talking crap to Nintendo, and Nintendo said, okay, talk crap, see what happened.
Oh, this guy, okay.
Yeah, but he was not the guy that had the website, though. This is a different guy. So this is the streamer they sued the hell out of. I felt like that's why I want to get that clarified. Suing people selling your stuff illegally, pirated software, dude, that's the risk of business. Yeah, you get sued, you're supposed to get busted. You're breaking the damn law. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, that's what happens. Now, conversely, streamers, I don't think you need to be putting multi-million-dollar lawsuits out against streamers just because you don't like that they're streaming stuff. I've always felt that streaming's a form of advertisement of your games and products. Now,
okay, so this guy though, this guy was actually streaming pirated stuff and taunting Nintendo that they hadn't bricked his Switch, that he was getting around their piracy concerns. So
I know they should have went after
you
him.
admitted to a crime in your stream.
And telling people to pirate their stuff, yes, messed up. Hey, look, I'm not on the guy's side. I'm not on Nintendo's side either on that one. I'm on their side with the website selling modded stuff.
Sorry.
I feel like
you admit to a crime, and you also, technically, you're also inciting people to commit that crime. So.
I don't really like Nintendo right now. But, no, look, they were right to go after him, and it's good they won. But, I mean, it's also kind of funny that he was doing that. He got away with it as long as he did. And if he had won, I'd have been laughing my ass off also. So there you go. Justice was served. Do I applaud them on that one? No. No. I don't feel like they were losing that much on that one as they were the theft and selling of their stuff.
I will say, I do got to give the man some props just for the balls.
I know, right?
Because not only did he taunt them for that, but apparently after Nintendo said they were going to sue him, he managed to dodge their attempts to serve him and taunt them at the same time.
And that $2 million, probably he's got it, man. I mean, he probably agreed to pay it because he's got it. I mean, we don't know, man. Some of these streamers make huge money.
Oh no!
I mean, if he agreed to pay him $2 million,
they were probably suing him for $7 million because they expected he made about $7 million from the stream. Then he came back and said, "Look! I'll give you $2 million. How about that? You know." Which means he's still $5 million.
He's going to do it under a different name. He's going to be right back out there because he's famous now. So he'll do it again. You know he will. You think he's really going to be out of the game? Oh, please.
No, if anything, it's going to boost his footprint with other viewers. Absolutely.
And now he knows how they caught him. He's going to be more experienced.
Yeah, you can see what crazy shenanigans can he get away with next time. So it's probably going to boost his popularity. He considers a $2 million payment basically advertising.
I mean, I'm curious what he's doing next. I won't lie. I might check in later and be like, yo, whatever happened to every game guru? I know I'm wrong. I know. But hey, that first one, the one you found, I'm all on board for that. That's just straight hawking stolen hardware, modding and all that. It's just straight law breaking there. Streaming, is he inciting inappropriate behavior toward Nintendo's products? Yes, but it's not the same as I'm selling your stuff. You know what I mean? He's not selling his stuff. He's streaming. He's selling himself, playing the modded games. Yeah. And I mean,
you streamed yourself playing a pirated game. Expect to be punished. I mean,
yeah. Oh no! I mean, I expect if nothing else, you lose your channel. Yeah, I mean, I expect that once you is filming it, streaming yourself breaking the law should come with consequences. Absolutely. But I mean, I like I said, he broke the law and he got hit for it. I don't think it deserved jail time. They didn't try to put him in jail. It cost him monetary, which is what it should. They're taking his channel. That's what should happen. But I mean, how much money did Nintendo spend on this? Did they get that back? Because this has been going on for a minute. When I looked it up, this goes back like to 2021.
Well,
I wonder if the $2 million covers everything.
I'm pretty sure Nintendo owns its lawyers. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, it's Nintendo. They own their lawyers.
But I mean, then again, Nintendo can't even get their devs equipment to make games. So, which, as I said when I saw this, I was like, well, that's probably a blessing in disguise, being that third-party games don't really sell well on the Switch.
I haven't heard third parties doing too hot on the Switch too.
But
you don't have Mario or Donkey Kong in your name, you're bombing on Switch too.
Yeah, I mean, I get it though, because I mean, you're not getting good performance from third-party games. I mean, you don't really want to play Elden Ring, which already has, frustrating mechanics, and then you add lag into that.
I didn't think of that. Oh my God. I played Elden Ring. I have so many hours in Elden Ring and Shadow of Erdtree. Playing it with bad, that causes, ooh. Look, I can imagine playing that on a crappy system that doesn't react well. The game's already unforgiving as hell.
Yeah. Ooh. So.
Oh, same thing, I guess, if you tried to play a fighting game on that thing. Could you imagine trying to play a modern fighter online?
Time the bounce.
When you're counting frame data for your moves and you're trying to play an online match, and this is a system that just got voice a little while ago. I think like they were like, Switch 2 now with voice, and we're like, that's not new tech, man. That's been pretty sure you're 2 consoles behind the ability to talk to other players. Sorry, I just remember that commercial. Now you have all these chat options like the craps do. And don't give me that mobile crap, because guess what? I've got a mobile device that does voice while I can play a game on it.
All right.
All right. Oh, am I allowed to say that, or am I going to get sued? Nintendo sucks. Did they copyright Nintendo sucks? Nintendo would be the only company to copyright its own insults. Switch 2 sucks is a copyrighted phrase. You owe us $5 every time you say it. Here's 20. I'm going to say it 3 more times.
Yeah.
Hey, these are people that tried to copyright basic mechanics, man, from Power World. Like, what? You're riding a monster. What? You can throw a ball at something and catch it. What? Electric animals.
Yeah, flying on a mount is now considered proprietary to Pokemon. Makes 0 sense.
I wonder if how bad Nintendo's getting hit by the Visa MasterCard thing.
I doubt it. I doubt they have anything that would register. Nintendo is pretty squeaky clean.
Nah, dude. If you turn off safety mode on your Nintendo, they have all kinds of anime porn games on the Nintendo store.
That seems off-brand for them.
Oh, I know. I was shocked, dude. We actually covered it. It's how I found out about it. I saw an article about it. I was like, what? And I got on my Switch and I was like, show all in store. And there's all this R18 stuff in.
Is that when we did 20 bunnies or 20 whatever?
No, that was different. That was a Sony. Sony had a
device that you're likely to buy for your kids has a mode that a less tech-savvy parent would not know how to stop that allows your children to get access to an entire store of adult material. Okay, now I mean it from the heart. Nintendo sucks. Wow, what a piece of crap that, like, I never knew that was a thing. Like, I mean, we know better, but man, like, I can think of several people I know who are parents that would not know that was even something their kids could get access to or how to stop them.
Because Nintendo, here's the thing. Nintendo Switch is looked at as more of a children's console here in the US. In Japan, it is not.
Apparently.
But yes, here many parents think Nintendo, that's for kids.
Yeah.
So but no, it definitely has adult content in their Nintendo store. So now I did hear they had I think a year or so ago, I think I heard something where they were cutting back on what they'd allow on there, but so I don't know how much how much is on there now, but I know at one point they had quite a bit.
I can see Nintendo they'd probably play ball. I don't think they'd fight it. I think they would just go, okay. It would probably just block the content and let people, and then, people will find ways around it because apparently it's super easy to mod this thing because there's whole people that have a career based on, modding Switches. That tells you how secure that device is. I never heard of a whole channel just about modding PlayStations, but apparently there's like people that make a living off of just going, here's how you pirate and all this on your Switch.
But yeah, so apparently a lot more people are not getting paid for their stuff because of this whole Visa, MasterCard stuff. So that's going to be interesting how that's going to eventually pan out. I mean, we've talked on it a lot. There's not reason to talk on it too much more, but
well, I will say this more. I've heard more cases are being filed against Visa as a monopoly for this too. It's drawn. I can't believe Visa and MasterCard may screw the pooch on their monopoly for this reason. Like, they're drawing attention to themselves and their dominance as a pay processor, and they're doing it for the dumbest reason because you would think they'd want to maintain that control, but they're actively drawing attention. And I hope it breaks them up. I mean, screw them. I hope they get buried and broke up and their dominance, like, over a payment process and shatter, because you shouldn't have that. It's bad for business. And they're literally showing why, because they're doing the very thing that's why you don't allow a monopoly. Like, they're literally actively going, we're going to control what you can do because you don't have a choice.
And I wonder why Bitcoin and stuff is getting bigger and bigger.
I mean, like I said, it's their own stupidity. Put yourself out of business. I mean, we've got, I think, a couple of articles about people putting themselves out of business. It's amazing how you don't have to put them out of business. They put themselves out of business.
Well, I mean, we have
one topic I
Bungie.
forgot to get you to pull up.
Huh?
There's one topic I forgot to get you to pull up.
Oh, what's that?
The new Wolverine game that's being made.
The Sweet Baby Ink implications.
Worked on it. That they were talking about how they helped bring Wolverine to life, and it's like, hey, Sweet Baby Ink plus Wolverine equals, I just threw up into my mouth.
Yeah. I heard about that. It was, but I think the game's also been reworked since then, so I don't know.
The footage I saw looked like trash.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he looked weird. They made him look really weird. He walks weird. Like, all these comic book games they could have used as examples. I mean, you literally could have just
went, sort of walk like he's been pegged.
Yeah. No, really. I mean, if you go look at, all you have to do is go over to Rivals, look at Rivals and go, man, I like the way Wolverine moves and how good he looks in that. let's slightly change the way it looks just a little bit, but let's just steal that. No, they're like, nah, let's let him walk like Cyclops gave him a bit of a, colonoscopy with that eye beam. Even one of the scenes where he's walking, I saw one of the gameplay where he's going along a wall and a tree gets struck by lightning and he flinches. He's like, Wolverine doesn't flinch. You understand so little of this character. If you struck a lightning bolt strike right in front of Wolverine, Wolverine would growl at it. He wouldn't go, ah.
That was scary.
Oh, the light.
Anyway,
I was just like, you failed at every level. But it makes sense. If there's any group that has no concept of what masculinity is, it's Sweet Baby Inc. No way Wolverine's gonna pull it off, man. It's just hilariously sad, disappointing, on every so. Sadly, the problem I have with it isn't even whatever dumb stuff Sweet Baby Inc. did. It's just that Wolverine looks like a pussy. I think it's late enough in the show to say that. And I'm just like, wow, this is the weakest looking Wolverine I've ever seen.
I mean, I think that'll get us canceled no matter what time we put it in the show, but it's all good.
And then I saw some of the combat. The enemies are bullet spongy, well, it's claw spongy. Wolverine should kill a guy with one hit. You should not be fighting an armed guard and you gotta I'm like, Wolverine should have walked up and went schnick, and then body parts should have just fell. The goons should be one-shotted. You know what I'm saying? I get it, he's fighting somebody important, but the goons should be one-shotted. I want Wolverine to slice through people, like he's Wolverine. There's no more sharper knife example I could come up with than adamantine
but
claws.
when a video game's really done impact correct on those types, I mean, Cyclops' beam, man. Can you think of what Cyclops' beam really should do to people? I mean,
I got a question. Do you think Insomniac's going to pay us to play the beta for Wolverine?
No, but if you're lucky, Bungie will pay you $500 to play Marathon for a month.
But you got to pay it for a whole month, so you're going to earn that $500.
Yeah, you have to go 30 consecutive days.
Yeah. That's a lot of bad gaming, man. That's a lot of gaming that doesn't look good.
You have to play it for so many hours per day?
I don't know, but it's got to play it for the full 30 days or you only get a partial payment. They mentioned that.
Yeah.
If you don't do the full 30 days, you get a partial payment. You got to log in.
Runs from
now,
September 8th
you got your kids.
to October 7th. So.
See, you could cheat. You could have your kids cycle in. You just make sure at least one of y'all logs in every day, puts in a little time. So, unfortunately, it's just me, and my son wouldn't touch that trash with a 10-foot pole. So... No hope that
they're giving you a $500 gift card of your choice.
Yeah. Get a gift card, but I want the gift card to be for a different gaming company. I'd like a $500 Steam card. That way I can go get something to cleanse my palate after playing a marathon. It's a weird playtest thing that me and Zeno were discussing of, is that a really good playtest strategy? Because I really think it'd be better to just do a beta to test it and let it get stress test. Because this is a PvP shooter. This is a competitive shooter. So you don't need to have like 20 people testing it. You need to fill up a whole server. You need to have full-on matches. You need to have multiple goals at the same time. You need a full server to test it. And that's too expensive to pay everybody $500 to do a full server for a month. You'd be better off just
You're never going to get a full server anyway. I mean, what you have to do is, you do a closed beta, and if you really want to get proper testing during a closed beta, you do bounties. And, you go, okay, oh, you caught a spelling error. Here's $5, Oh, you caught a game-breaking bug. Here's $1,000, $10,000, or whatever. And you have grades for the bugs that people find, and you go, okay, first person who finds a bug, they get a bounty, and will depending on the severity of the bug, if it's game breaking, it can get up to this high, security, whatever, or if it's something minor, we'll give you a few bucks. Those can build up too. You know, I mean, how many times? I mean, have we seen a game with misspellings and grammatical errors and stuff like that? I mean, they happen.
I think the closed beta is a good idea. Yeah, a closed beta, because then you can get a few hundred people in easy. You just hand out, say, hey, sign up for the closed beta. People sign up, they play the 30 days, they report stuff, like you said, give them $50, $100 if they find a valid.
Closed beta, you usually do 20, 30,000 people, man. And there
you go. That was way better numbers. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, with closed beta, you usually do about 20, 30,000, you know, from 10 to 30. And then within that closed beta, probably people who are actually going to hunt and report bugs is only going to be a fraction anyway. That's why you got to have at least that many.
You want to save money, instead of sitting up there and doing it per bug, you just go, look, we're going to give the top 5 bug hunters $1,000.
Yeah, I mean, that's
top
also a way.
5, you know, make the competition.
Bounties just work better because it spreads it out, and you know, somebody feels good. Look, man, I found a bug. I actually helped towards the, you know, finalization and final product of this to the point that I got paid. I mean, it's cool. It's cool bragging, right? You know.
Yeah, and there you go. But like, this method seems weird. Seems expensive. It seems weirdly specific. I doubt they're doing a large number of people, because $500 is not a small amount of money to spread out over, like you said, 20,000 people. That adds the hell up.
Then you can do other cool things, like now the top 5 people, you know, found the most bucks. Not only do they get a good bounty out of it, we'll put the top 5 people in the credits. So you actually have, you know, you're actually in the credits.
There you go. So, you know, but that was the main reason that was a talking point, is this, that it's a weird method, and I don't think is going to work to accomplish anything for Bungie.
No, because people aren't looking for bugs. They're just going to log in. They're going to play the game every day for 30 days and give you $500. It's not really, it's not it's not really an incentive to find bugs, though. Nope. Incentives to play the game.
Yeah, just put your time in. That's it. So I don't even know what it's going to accomplish. Is it going to drum up attention? No, it's drumming negative attention. Everybody sees it as a weird or desperate move for a game that most people have already written off. What I've seen in the game, it looked very unimpressive. It looked very basic. I'm like, this is definitely not the next Fortnite or the next Overwatch or even a Call of Duty competitor. And Call of Duty ain't doing so hot these days, and ain't even, because oh my goodness, Call of Duty 7. Jeez. Ugh. It's a hot mess there. I'm not even bothering putting hands on that crap.
Do an exit survey or something like that before they get the cash. I don't know.
I don't know, but I think that it is it's an oddity. I don't think it's going to accomplish bull crap.
It's a weird choice. It is. Speaking of weird choices, this one's sort of a weird choice just because Blizzard co-founder Mike Morhaime announces layoffs as his new company, Dreamhaven. Has Dreamhaven even done anything yet? Like,
I was going to say, like, wait a minute. Wait, did they have any games?
Yeah, the company launched in 2020.
I'm searching. Let's see what they got. Okay, there's a couple of completely unheard of games here, it looks like. Let's see. I think I see 4 games, but give me a moment. We've got Thunderfolk, which is a furry game. You play as animals. Sorry if that offended. I don't give a damn if that offended anybody. Why am I lying? I don't give a fuck. That's it, I think. Wait, what's the Wildgate?
There's Wildgate and Banner of the Spark and Mechabellum.
It looks like you may also be furries in Wildgate. Is this just a furry studio? Wait a minute. That is it? No, you're a human in Linked. Linked Banner of the Spark. You're playing a human. Oh, I remember this game. That's the game that looked like awful. Yeah. Okay. It was a multiplayer that I considered for us, and then I actually looked at it and I said, y'all beat the crap out of me if I suggested that. Mecha Bellum. Mecha Bellum is an RTS strategy game with mechs. Okay, that's a real game.
That looks interesting, actually.
So that's the most interesting game I see on here, which has mixed reviews from its recent reviews, and its English reviews are very positive. I've never seen them separated by the language. Huh. Anyway, so they got 4 games, man. And half of them are animal people. So they put out 4 games and are already terminating people. That's not great. Though I literally only recognized one of those games, and it was just because it popped up in when I was looking at the multiplayer games, and then I looked at it and said, nah, that ain't for us. It popped up for something, or it popped up as an XRPG. I just know that I remember seeing it and looking into it and then being very unimpressed with everything I saw. So, and that's a Microsoft studio, I'm assuming?
No, it's just some indie studio that was created by the co-founder of Blizzard.
Co-founder of Blizzard creates a new studio, puts out 4 games. No one knows what those games are. Downsizing.
Yeah.
Well,
the monthly expenses are outpacing the revenue, which, yeah, that's usually what felling means. It's pretty much the definition of a felling company.
Sorry,
on
people.
top
I'm
of that,
still human.
Crystal Dynamics lays off a number of talented colleagues. That's in quotes, as in it is a quote, not that the talent is quoted. Though it may need to be. I don't know. This is one of yours.
From what I understand.
So what's let's see, the company laid off 17 employees. Like, I know for an indie company that's a lot, but it's so small in the layoffs that we've talked about in the past, where, you know, oh, Microsoft laid off 9,000 people while Crystal Dynamics laid off 17.
But it may be a bigger percentage of their staff, you know.
Well, yeah.
The main thing is that Crystal Dynamics did this after the Perfect Dark, cancellation, which strongly seems to imply that, you know, that's the cause of it. So some people are blaming Microsoft for what happened to them. But honestly, I saw the Perfect Dark game they were making. You can't just blame Microsoft for that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were not making something that wowed me. It didn't look terrible, mind you. It looked interesting. But was it like, this is going to be game of the year or top? No, it's going to do okay at best. Fans would have bought it. That's about where I put it. You know what I'm saying? That's about where I put it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, looking up all these layoffs and stuff, I did see an interesting thing about the basically 50% of job cuts in video games are in California. So that, because they're talking about like 70% or 75% of layoffs have been in North America, where, you know, if you talk to like recently, you know, we talk about all these game layoffs and stuff, but then they say, oh, well, if you talk to somebody in Asia, workforce has been increased, you know, in a lot of their game companies. So it's not a global dynamic. It seems to be more of a Western.
It's almost
these
as
game
though
companies are failing.
It's almost as though the largest redundancy of employees are in California or something. As though maybe they hired.
Well, it's also just where games are failing out of, man. I mean, Western studios aren't doing very well. Sadly, I mean, you know, as somebody who is Western, you know, seeing Eastern games start kicking our ass, you know, it sucks, man, because I mean that's money out of it's money out of our pockets.
I know, but it's not their fault. It's not that the Eastern studios are just making better games.
I'm not saying anything.
No. Let me get it off my chest. I get you what you're saying. I'm just saying that's what saddens me. is that it doesn't have to be like this. They're just not willing to do what the fuck we're asking them to do. And it hurts. Because it's one thing to lose because the quality of games is just amazingly different. It's not. It's just that they can't stop doing dumb stuff. Hey, man, here's a cool looking game. We're going to let Sweet Baby Inc. do a bunch of stupid bullcrap to it. Hey, the Spider-Man games are pretty cool. Let's go find the most weird looking face we can and slap that on Mary Jane and then make you play her for half the damn game. It's dumb. It's so dumb. It hurts to know that it's stupidity, not quality, that's kicking our ass. I believe South of Midnight could have been a good game. The concept was solid. And a full-on Wolverine game made in the same style as Spider-Man, that should be something we're all excited for, man. Right? As good as Spider-Man 1 was, I want to see that. I want to hunt people down with Wolverine like an animal. I want to go into bars and get into fights. I want to play that. But they won't. Because
I don't know, man. I don't think a Wolverine solo game is really what most people want. I mean...
Yeah, we do.
Some of the games I've played these days, how well they've executed it, I could see them making a really good Wolverine game. They've got the tools.
I would rather see another one of the Marvel team where, you know, X-Men, where you could pick multiple, play with your friends, more so than just a Wolverine solo game.
A Marvel Ultimate game would be nice, but that's a different thing than this. Like I said, I'm looking at what Spider-Man was and why. I mean, it was a good game. And
I can think of ways to make a Wolverine game good, but they don't really fit in the current dynamic of how Marvel's trying to portray stuff. I mean,
there you go.
Because you would want it would be a grim dark almost.
Yeah, no, it would need to be a gritty, bloody, dark game. You know what? It needs to dang near be Grand Theft Auto, but with Sentinels, where if you do too much trouble, they send guys to hunt you down as a mutant, and if it gets too high, they send in Sentinels. You know, it needs to be you're in the gutter, you're moving through, you're trying to avoid getting hunted down. Man, that sounds awesome. I'm hurting my own feelings talking about this. I don't want to talk about it anymore because I kind of think that game, that sounds so awesome. See what I'm saying, man? How are we coming up with it? But everything I just said is obviously toxic and yada yada, so you can't do that.
I mean, my story would probably go against some of what canon, but it is also stealing from canon. I would do the death of Wolverine, have him in hell, you know, pissing hell off, all the way to when he comes back, you know, to Earth with his.
Oh, so you do a Devil May Cry style Wolverine game where it's just a freaking balls of the wall. That would work. A balls of the wall slaughterfest Wolverine just going at it and cutting his way to hell and back sounds awesome.
Meeting Mephisto, maybe getting help from Ghost Rider. That'd be badass.
Yeah, it would.
That would be my take.
Toxic masculinity talking. So,
I mean, that to me that would be about the best way to make a fun Wolverine game.
I could see though a game that had where you actually use his other abilities and you're trying to hunt somebody down. I could see that too. A little bit of stealth. You're trying to avoid the Sentinels. I could see both.
Yeah.
Like I said, because in my mind, what I'm seeing is not Spider-Man. You're swinging from it. I actually see it as though, you're slinking. You're moving around. You're trying to hunt down Sabretooth. You know what I'm saying? You're getting into those back alley fights. You're trying to avoid the Sentinels. You know, do it where the Sentinels are cracking down again. So you can't just run out in the middle of the street and pop your claws, or after a while, the Sentinels are going to show up. You know what I'm saying? And now, of course, though, you know us, we're crazy enough to go like, I'm going to try to take down a Sentinel. Because that's us, too, with that being the situation. It's a tough fight, but you can try to take down a Sentinel. But more are coming, so you better get out of there after you take it down. See, that's fun. But no, what they're doing, this game looks like a friggin' investigative game, but in a boring way, and it just looks awful. He's picking up key cards. I saw him in the thing picking up a key card. I said, there's no door that needs a key card that Wolverine cannot cut his way through, you dumb assholes. There's no door that he would not walk up to go, needs a key. Chink. There we go. Like, that'd be like Hulk not being able to get over a knee-high wall. Can't go that way. Road blocked. Knee-high wall. Can't get past.
Pokemon game. There's a bush in the way.
It's a bush. I know I have control over fire, but I don't know what to do about this bush. It's like the horror games where there's a chair turned over to block a hallway, and it's like, oh no, there's a chair turned over. Can't go that way. And I'm like, it's a chair.
Oh. Paramount issues.
But who would even voice him?
Huh?
But who would even voice Wolverine? You know how hard it is to find a short Canadian?
Oh.
It's got to be a short Canadian. Cannot be a medium height Canadian. It has to be a short Canadian.
You wanted to jump to that one, huh?
There's a very limited number of people that could voice Wolverine.
Let's segue.
So Sung Wong Choi once championed race-based voice casting. Now it's come back to haunt him. So basically, Sung Wong Choi here, he said that Asians should only voice Asians, and black people should only voice black people, and Indian should only voice Indians, and Native Americans should only voice Native Americans. Except he didn't say that they should only voice Native Americans. It was the opposite. He said they should only be voiced by Native Americans or by Asians. So, because he had no problem taking a role that wasn't an Asian. And that has caused him to rage quit Twitter when somebody pointed it out. I'll be honest, dude.
Is South Korean.
Yeah. That was another thing they pointed out was, you have people, South Korean play Chinese guy. Is that,
I'm just going to point out that the stupidity of a Asian man voice actor, especially, which I say this because we tried, didn't we? Did we not sit here and try to think of the last time in a video game there was a lot of them Asian male character roles? That's a dumb thing to say when that pigeonholes you into not getting a lot of work, because I can't remember the last game that had a male Asian character in it that I even, not just that I played, but just crossed my awareness. It's a very infrequent character. Now, there's a lot of Asian females in games, like Borderlands 4, and I think we said Dead Island 2 had a main character. But, I mean, it's a rare role, so you might want to shut up, because if that's the case, you're not going to get a lot of work as a voice actor. You don't want to say that when, you're literally a very small, you're underrepresented in that career field, because you're basically saying, I shouldn't get work, which is what got him in trouble, because then Asmongold, I think you said, basically said, hey, man, what you doing? You're voicing a...
Yeah.
This is one of those things
this is why, you should keep your mouth shut. You should put your voice out there. And then when somebody has a character and one of the voices that you do fits what they want that character to sound like, regardless of what the character model is, that's probably the best option to go with. But especially if you're going to be a hypocrite, because being a hypocrite, tends to get you burned.
Okay. If you go look at this dude's voice work, he has voiced quite a few non-Asian characters. Now, he's also voiced quite a few Asian characters, but also quite a few non-Asian characters, which I find amusing. Because, again, hypocrisy, thy name be Sung Won Cho. Now, he also does voice quite a few Asian characters. He has that voice more Asian characters than non-Asian characters, it looks like. I think. I don't know. No, well, that was debatable. That's clearly, Zeus is definitely not Asian.
Well, I mean, the thing is it's also just a weird argument
That's
to
not an
make
Asian.
because,
That's not an Asian. Not an Asian.
especially now, I mean, we're talking about, I think, video games here, but like animation.
Not Asian. Not an Asian.
You have
I don't
anime.
know. He's done
I mean,
quite a few non-Asian roles. Yeah, he's a hypocrite.
the majority of anime is Asian, so
That's why he's got so many. That's why I said he's got quite a few, because a lot of these are, he did the English dub of some games, but no, he's played a lot of straight up not. He's done it, and he's done it within the last year. So no, he does do more Asian characters than non-Asian, but it's like somebody said, practice what you preach. If I were to say I shouldn't be allowed to play anything but straight characters, I shouldn't be caught a month later or a year later trying to play an LGBTQ character. That would make me a hypocrite. It's not too much to ask that if you tell other people what they're supposed to do, F and do it yourself, man, right? That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to advise anybody on anything and not try to live the same standard. That's why I try to respect other people's feelings when I can and sentiments, because, I prefer people do that for me, but I don't really care either. So
once again, I mean, voice acting is acting. You find a voice you want for your character, and you find the person who can best match what you have in your head. When you create something, you don't really care if they're white, black, Asian, or whatever. The only time I think it really matters much is if you don't want to fall into like if you're gonna do an accent, maybe best to get somebody who actually has that accent, because most accents are pretty bad, unless you're trying to be comedy. Now that's one thing. I think the guy who used to do the Indian accent on The Simpsons was like, he can't do that anymore because he's not. But I'm like, but that was a comedic interpretation of an Indian accent, like.
Yeah, but Hank Azaria did like 25 to 30 of different voices on The Simpsons. It wasn't just a poo.
Yeah.
He did a ton of the other ones. And that's why it's an art form. It's not just, Southern white guys are going to talk like Southern white guys. It's, you can take someone from Asia who could do a Southern accent and it be art, as opposed to just casting people to talk like how they normally talk. That's boring.
Yeah.
You want someone that can actually get in and become the character. And I think that's what, that's the point that that he's missing, is the fact that it's not just, and what it boils down to is trying to find more work for white dudes. And that's what it all boils down to.
I mean, my thing is it's often we I mean, honestly, voice acting tends to often point towards racism. I mean, how many times have you met a black dude that sounds like the black dude, how they get voice act? No, because let's be honest, there's not really a racial accent. There's a locational accent, and then there's a poverty level speech. But as far as just because you're Asian, black, Indian, whatever, you sort of sound like the people you grew up around. And if you're in America, you're gonna speak normal.
You're gonna sound like where you grew up.
Yeah,
that's your innate result. You're gonna sound like where you grew up and around the people who taught you how to talk, how your family talks, how your friends, your neighbors talk. And thus, when they want to portray a character and make them sound a certain way, they actively push for it to go into stereotypical. Gabriel Iglesias faced that a lot when he was doing voice acting, and some others have, where they'll say like, "We need you to you need to sound more Mexican," and they're just like, So what's that? That's
How
that.
do you
exactly
sound more Mexican?
So, for example, Sungwon Cho didn't sound Asian to me when he did Flack. I was shocked to find out he was an Asian guy, especially looking at him. He did not match my mental image at all of that voice. It's kind of disappointing, but that's being mean. So, I don't care. I mean it, though, from the heart. But I just was like, that's Flack? Anyway, but it just goes to show, though, that means he's a darn good voice actor, doesn't it? But that's the thing. The very concept of acting is you are portraying a character that you obviously aren't. I don't think they're going to bring in real murderers to voice the killers in movies or shows. You know, that's never going to be viable. So this requirement, for some reason, for the real world, that's just requiring less talent. Like talent, for example, I gave a great example. Phil Lamar voiced Samurai Jack. And he does the full-on Asian, man. He goes all in. I mean, he's doing the very bad English accent. He's doing the whole shtick. And everybody loves Samurai Jack. Everybody loves the character. I didn't even realize it was Phil Lamar. I'm still surprised. He did a good job. You know, acting. There you go. Acting.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. You don't worry about all that. You should just get the person who matches what you want this character to sound like. Can you do the voice that I'm looking for when I'm producing this anime or this cartoon or this game?
Look at this shirt.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have the voice of Vader if we went by their rules.
True.
Because the voice of Vader was James Earl Jones. But Vader is a white guy. Even the guy in the suit was a white guy. So we wouldn't have one of the most iconic voiced villains of all time by these rules. Because it's stupid. And you're stupid. All of you are stupid who say that. You're stupid. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I'm hurting, okay? I'm hurting. I'm healing. You're stupid. And get out the hospital for this dumbass stuff. Sungwon Cho, you're an idiot. Glad you quit. You should have quit. At least you were smart enough to shut the hell up. I'll give you credit. At least my boy Flack knows when to delete the voice box. Just shut the fuck up and just go on. Make your money. You said something stupid, but give him credit. Give him credit. He went, I prefer you rage quit than you keep being stupid. So, clap for you. At least you shut the hell up. You took your ball and you went home.
Well, you say he shut the hell up. He did make an exit, though.
Oh, God.
Because he did post that he was leaving. He didn't just leave. And he's like, look at the replies on my latest announcement tweet. You'll see a lot of comments like this. This has been going on for years now, and while the normal procedure has been to block and move on, I truly don't think Twitter is worth it anymore. In the past, I've expressed that I think diversity in casting is important. It's a complicated topic, but at the end of the day, I still stand by this. I think it's important for all voice actors to be given an equal opportunity, and I think there have been positive changes. And that's
not what the other statement was, though.
But yeah,
that's two different damn statements.
It is
equal opportunity. Yeah, nobody said don't give people a chance to do a voice. You're the one that said to not give people a chance to do a voice. You're the one that said people shouldn't be allowed to work. So that's the opposite of what I'm yelling.
But it says a lot of bad faith argues have tried to paint this as me saying things I've never said. Okay, so now he's going back on it. I've been reluctant to address this for years because I know a lot of these people will not listen to reason no matter what I say. I've not wanted to add this ongoing drama. Twitter especially is a cesspool for hatred and has been awful these past few years, but I think it's important for people to know that this has been happening. This is the last time I'll comment on any of this. Goodbye, Twitter. You truly suck ass. And we'll agree that Twitter does suck ass.
Yeah, but hey, go to Blue Sky. You know what that means. He's just going to go to Blue Sky and keep running his damn mouth.
With zero reach, but yes.
Oh, no, Blue Sky sucks. Yeah, it's a trash heap.
But anyway, after that, we do have Paramount issues a return to office mandate for all employees. Could be a precursor to mass layoffs. being that they're supposed to cut $2 billion in cost savings, I'm assuming yes, it's going to be a bunch of mass layoffs. I mean, it's not like a
sounds
stretch.
like a lot of jobs. That sounds like a lot of jobs there. $2 billion.
Yeah, the company is
$2 billion
already
cost
targeting
saving is
$2
always
billion
gonna
in
be
cost
in-
savings after its $8.4 billion merger closed in August. So
I'm so sorry. Dog, man. What are we going to do about this unemployment problem? And yet, oh, wow, that was close. Okay, I stopped I almost went super political. Woo! Made that save. Oh, man, that was close. That actually scared me. I almost said something I really don't need to say. All right, so, but man, the entertainment industry is suffering a lot of unemployment, and I'll leave it at that. And Bloodaxe, don't you make it worse. Because you probably were thinking what I was about to say.
I learned a long time ago to keep my mouth shut. We've had some very interesting conversations offline, and and years and years ago, and I think we're now becoming more, closer to the same mindset. But it does take a while for us to be able to see what is going on, and in situations like this, yes, I've learned to just shut my mouth, and we can discuss it out of the public eye.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is, man, a lot of people are getting fired, man. There's a lot of people losing their jobs. That's crazy. Because, I mean, you're right. This is going to be a massive termination. There's no way they're not about to fire thousands of employees. But flood the industry with people that need jobs.
I guess the question I would have for us to maybe even discuss is, it is a bad thing for anyone to lose their job, but Absolutely. In the grand scheme of the culture of things, is it a bad thing?
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not going to say everybody that's getting fired from Paramount is a low quality employee.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is with the way things have gone over the past 10 years or so, with being, what's a good way to put it, leaning so heavily with certain narratives. And now that the public and the normies like, you know what, you can label me whatever you want to. I don't care anymore because I'm not drinking your Kool-Aid. It should, in essence, change the culture of how entertainment is now consumed and published.
But let me say
is that a bad thing? Because if it brings us back to just give us good stuff as opposed to force feeding us bullshit, that's, in my opinion, not necessarily a bad thing. Although I hate that 100,000 people are going to lose their jobs. That sucks.
Well, that's the problem, Bloodaxe, is that I wish that's what they were doing, but they're not. They're firing those people so that they don't have to change the way they do things. We've seen this. They fire a bunch of people and then they regurgitate the same bull crap. That's how they save it. People lose their jobs who aren't responsible for the bad decisions being made. Look at Cracker Barrel. Bad calls were made, and the people who lost their jobs were the wait staff that store was empty, and then their hours got cut. I'm tired of seeing the bloodbath of innocent people that are just trying to do their job because people at the top want to keep Visa happy and BlackRock happy and Vanguard happy, and then a bunch of people lose their job. But you know what? We're off topic. We're off topic.
But those people can go down to Waffle House to get a job because we're going to go support things that are more in line of, that not woke. Just give us good food. Don't preach a message when we walk in the door. And the same thing with entertainment. Whether it be game studios, okay, these are some good developers. This is good talent. Other companies, or they may go form their own company. We're going to go make the next game with a team of 30 people for maybe $50 million and actually sell 100 million units.
Problem is what Zeno said, though, is that the Eastern companies are the one that's doing it. They're smart. They jumped on it and said, hey, you guys want a game? Check it out. Check this out. And it's like we're giving them our money because they're making the games we want.
And what's to keep them from opening up studios over in the West with Western talent that's actually not woke?
Who knows how long before Tencent starts buying movie studios and stuff? It might be the next move.
Well,
Tencent
think
moves
about
into buying a Paramount, whatever's left or whatever. I mean, dude, didn't Ubisoft just sell some more of their game brands? Like a whole, we covered that, I think, a whole
I think
slew
we
of
did.
old school
Yeah, but
IPs.
what is the one thing Tencent likes to do? It likes to make money. It doesn't want to lose money. So, yes, we don't really care for Tencent and some of the bullshit they do, but they're going to give us good stuff in the end. And
they're going to give us good.
They're going to give us better than we're getting.
Yeah, I'm not going to say they're going to give us good. They have their own censorship too, man. I mean, there are.
Oh yeah.
But once other people see the winning formula, okay, we need to reset back to what's going to sell.
Yeah, I mean that's actually one of the reasons why Western media and Western video games and Western TV did as well as it did, is it offered something that you couldn't get other places. But it decided that it wanted to go and offer something that you can't get in a lot of places, and and it's not doing so well because it's not popular.
Yeah, they started offering stuff you can't get in a lot of places because it doesn't make money. Because nobody wants it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants it, and for years we thought we had to just gobble up the slop, and now we're voting with our pocketbooks because when things get tight, which things are getting really tight right now, I don't want to go watch the stupid new Marvel movie. I don't give a rip about Secret Wars. I don't care.
I haven't seen a Marvel movie in years, man. That's wild because they're coming out, but I haven't watched a show or a movie in so long, and I don't regret it because when I go back to go, well, did I miss something? Everybody's like, nope, you didn't miss crap, and it's like, oh, okay.
I think I've watched one movie since Endgame, and that was Wolverine and Deadpool.
I've watched Wolverine and Deadpool in theaters, and then I sat down with Zeno and checked out the Something of Madness, the Doctor Strange movie, but that was just because necromancy. And that was literally, I watched it for necromancy.
Didn't even see it. I don't even.
It's at the end. It was the only part that was good. Just get to the end. You get undead Doctor Strange. It was pretty cool. Excellent on-screen necromancy, man. We need more of that. But that was the entirety of the movie's value. The story was stupid. Scarlet Witch was ruined completely as a character, and just humiliation conga for everyone else that came across her because she just humiliated every individual who touched bases with her. And some of these, they were their first appearances in a long time. You get to watch Xavier get punked. You're the first on screen of the new of Reed Richards punked. Captain America, the whatever version, the other, I don't remember her name.
Femcap.
No, Femcap. Got.
Oh, you mean Captain Carter?
Yeah, Carter got punked ish, but not as bad because estrogen. And then you got Captain Marvel or Photon, and once again punked, but not as badly punked because estrogen. And just sad. It was a sad movie outside of those points, and I don't care anymore about offending people. I'm just tired of it because you know what? Caring about offending people has only hurt everyone involved because it's lowered the bar. Lowered the bar. It's lowered the quality bar where you can't say something's bad because it's bad. You can't say, why would the smartest man in the world and the most powerful Omega, one of the most powerful Omegans in the world, die like small children, but Captain Carter and Captain Marvel put up a really good fight when comparatively there is no comparison. This is Reed Richards. He's literally supposed to be the smartest man in the world. Oh, and Black Bolt gets punked. Black Bolt, whose voice could mess up Galactus.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
You have Xavier, the strongest telepath,
But she can take him out casually, It's just ridiculous. It's a humiliation conga. And then you went to the hub of all the most powerful wizards in the world who regularly defend this realm from multi-dimensional horrors. I can handle Dormammu, but I can't handle Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Not
All righty,
even
dude.
effectively. You know, and I'm not talking about comic book Scarlet Witch. Comic book Scarlet Witch is built different. We're talking about Marvel Scarlet Witch, who is not built different. She was having trouble with Ultron. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about comic book Scarlet Witch. Yeah, comic book Scarlet Witch is a reality alterer. At which point, Reed would have pulled out Franklin, and he'd have whooped the butt. Because Franklin's the most powerful reality alterer in the universe. So guess what? Reed still wins. So, no.
All right, I think we're going to wrap up there, guys.
Tired of pretending like stuff ain't crap when it's crap just because, oh, you're being toxic, man. No, I'm calling bull crap. If you see a turd in the middle of the floor, you should be able to call it turd. You shouldn't have to go, well, maybe it doesn't identify as a turd.
Maybe the tides are turning, man. I mean, we've started seeing more news articles talking smack about what we've said about Rotten Tomatoes for years, you know.
It's small groups, but hopefully it'll get into the mainstream. That Rotten Tomatoes is just a pure bull crap of epic proportion.
So, who knows?
In
Maybe,
fact,
maybe the tides will turn. We'll have to see. Maybe.
Hey, before we go, do we have a little time? What? Oh, dang, we are running on time. I want to know what ended up happening to Fantastic Four's box office, man. We were following that. Did we ever find out what they finished on?
I mean, we're all sitting in front of computers.
I'm looking up while I'm talking. Well, I was looking at the Rotten Tomatoes score. I wanted to compare it with the box office to see how it compared.
Hey, I'm pulling it up real quick.
Because it's got amazing Rotten Tomato. It's an 87 and a 91 on Rotten Tomatoes. Yet, I believe it was not even going to turn a profit.
At $511 million.
And I don't think that's quite making money, or at least not a lot. What was the original estimation of what they needed to hit?
I think about 500.
Fantastic Four film.
I can't believe they're claiming that thing only. The break-even point is about 500. So they hit break-even. That's not a good result. Then that just means they make their money back. How much you said? You said they hit 500 and something.
Yeah, 511.
511. So there you go.
Their advertised budget was $200 million. So that would mean if they spent only $100 million on advertising, and assuming they got 50% of the box office take, they broke even.
Yeah,
which is not only
broke even. No, right here it says that they're calculating. They said they needed 400 to 500, with 500 being the expected amount for break even. So this movie has 87% critic, 91% audience supposedly broke even.
Yeah, Google AI says general rule of thumb to be profitable, a blockbuster typically needs about 2.5 times its production budget to account for marketing cost.
Which will be 5, right on the head. And that's assuming 200 million is real, and that sounds too low. I'm sorry. I've seen movies without these special effects cost more than that. I really have a hard time believing that their actors should have cost 200 million. Like, that just does not sound like a real budget for a Marvel movie, man. I don't know why, but for some reason, that just really doesn't sit with me as legit. I could be wrong, but it just doesn't feel like a legit budget call.
Yep. All right, we've resorted to PTA on screen here, so I think it's time to wrap it up. But boom.
PDA, but whatever.
Yeah, PDA. Yeah. That was what I meant. It's been a while. Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to go to Dicejunkies.com, where you can find links everywhere we are online: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell on our YouTube channel. And as every week,
we hope you enjoy.